This conference will now be recorded.
Hi all, welcome to the next session on SAP UI5 and Fiori. And in the last class, we have discussed about what exactly the XML view and so what exactly the models, and also we have talked about the binding. So, and also we have seen scaffolding template. And guys, SAP UI5 is not that much easy. So every day you have to practice. It's not like ABAP. So it's little difficult. So if you don't practice, so you don't get anything, you don't learn anything. So you must practice it, otherwise it will be very problem. So you have to practice, then only you can learn the SAP UI5. It's ABAP is okay, but UI5 is not that much easy. You don't understand anything. Okay, every day whatever I told, the same thing which we need to do it. Okay, otherwise it will be very difficult. So yesterday in the last class we have seen the XML views, and with the scaffolding template. Scaffolding template is used to maintain the dependencies. It's a very important. So we are going to maintain a dependent libraries in the scaffolding template in the controller level. So the syntax is SAP UI5 define and open the parenthesis, and you can see the last there is a close parenthesis, and in between you need to use an array. In this array you need to use the dependencies inside the array. Then you need to use function, and the function open the parenthesis and curly brace. So inside the curly brace you have to write the logic, whatever required, the required logic you should done inside the inside your function. So that's an scaffolding template. That's an scaffolding template syntax. And also we have seen some of the notes about what exactly the JavaScript. And so if you want to inherit anything in the JavaScript, we are going to use an extend keyword. And also the controller, there is in a library, standard library, which is an SAP UI.core.mvc.controller is the standard library. And if you want to maintain the dependencies, instead of dot, we use a slash. So slash we are going to use in the scaffolding template. So that is the some of the foundation which we have learned. But in the UI5, for every property, there are two methods. One is setter method, another one is the getter method. Suppose if you want to set anything, so let's take example. If you want to set color, you use a set color. So if you want to get the color, we use a get color. So get color is a property actually. In the same way, visible is a property. Suppose if you want to set visible, we use set visibility method. Suppose if you want to get the visibility of that, we are going to use a get visible method. So we have a property. Let's take an example. So the two methods which we have is set property and get property. So like that, we have different kind of methods. The two methods which we call is setter methods and getter methods. And also we have a by default, there is a this is a pointer, so which holds the object of the UI control, UI view. Suppose if you want to get the object of the controller, then we have to explicitly pass the controller name in the scaffolding in the controller level. And very important is, this is very important guys. So if you want to get anything in the runtime instance, if you want to get any method, any value, so everything, this is a global object, SAP UI get core. So this is a class which will give the runtime instance of your application. And so in the runtime, if you want to get anything, we are going to use an SAP UI get core. There are different kind of methods which we have in this. So we are going to use this class, SAP UI get core class. And suppose if you want to get the view, we are going to use a get view actually. So if you want to get the model means data, and we are going to use a get model. Suppose if you want to set the model in the global level, in the application level, we are going to use a set model. So like this, we have different kind of methods, but the main is SAP UI get core is the main library which we are going to use for the global purpose in the application level. And so this is some of the foundation which we have learned, and we have seen what is association, what is aggregation, what is composition. and what are the advantages of an XML views. So in JavaScript view, we have to write a lot of code, but where XML view, just we have to define the XML tags with the required UI controls. So if you want to define any dependent library in the XML, we need to use a namespace XML-ns and give the name of the your whatever the name you can give it. It's not fixed, so it's your choice, and you need to define the library, whatever the library which you want in the XML view actually. So that's a thing which we have seen in the last class. And also we have seen models. We have different kind of models. So we have the client side models, we have the server side models. The client side models, there are different types. JSON model. So in the last class, we built in a JSON file. That's in a JSON model. We have XML model, we have resource model, and these are all the local models. Okay, like your work areas, internal tables, and variables. So uh, we have a program level storage, and also we have a server level storage, which is in a database. So if you want to get the data from server, we are going to use an OData model. So this we are going in the real time we use to get the data from backend systems. We are going to use an OData model. If you want to do some kind of manipulations in the UI level, we are going to use a client side models. So MVC, it's a model view controller. Model means it's in a data, it talks about data. View means it talks about your UI or it talks about your screen, and controller which will be in a which is responsible to do in a processing logic. That's in a controller. So we follow the model view MVC architecture in the UI5, and we have seen the view, we have seen the controller, and we have seen the models also in the last class, and how can you build the models. And if you want to create any model, so there are some steps, 4 steps which you need to follow. First create the model object. See, I created a model object, and so SAP UI model, JSON model, JSON model, it creates a model object for you. Then set the data to the model object. See, I pump in the data. I have used in a C, there are setter and getter methods. You can see the set data. Set data means it is going to set the data in the application level by using this JSON file, and it will set the data in the application level. Then we are going to, set model will put the data in the application in the global level, and you need to bind the data. So if you want to bind the data, see, so we need to use the binding, always we need to keep it in the curly brace. Inside the curly brace, we have to mention the path. See, slash, you need to start with the slash work area slash VBELN. So this is my data work area one record with the VBELN. So like this, we are going to bind the data to your property. So when you, so there is a binding. What exactly the binding, guys? What exactly the binding? What exactly the binding? Can anybody give the definition of the binding? Can anybody give the definition of the binding? Can anybody
Transfer
give
of
the,
data.
yeah. So give the perfect answer. So, so transferring the data from here in this context, in UI context, so it is a process of connecting the or transferring the data from model to the view. That's we call it a binding, guys. That's we call it a binding. The process of connecting or transferring the data from model to the view. So you in the UI5, if I ask binding, you have to tell the answer in the UI context. So here we are transferring the data from model to the view. That's a connecting, not only model to the view, maybe view to the model as well. So even there are different types of binding modes that I will tell later. But so when I transfer the data from model to the view, the data will be transferred to the view. But when I change the data in view, even the data will be changed back to the model as well. So I can say it's a two-way binding. So here you can see the arrow is two sides, not one side. So it's like in a traffic rules, guys. We have two routes, one-way route and two-way route, right? So one-way route means we can go, that's it, we cannot come. But here, so there are different kind of binding modes as well. We have one-way binding, we have two-way binding, we have one-time binding. There are 3 types of binding mode which are available. That we'll talk later. I don't want to confuse now that. And so binding is in a perfect definition, simple and precise. It's in a connecting or transferring of the data from model to the view, that we call it in a binding. There are 4 types of binding. One is the property binding and expression binding and element binding and aggregation binding. So when you bind the data to the property, we call it a property binding. So in the last class, we have seen what exactly the property binding. And so the binding can be done by using curly brace and also by using slash, and we are going to use our object JSON model object. That's what we have seen in the last class. And guys, I have one question in terms of um, so I forgot that question. Yeah, I would like to ask some question. Okay, that's fine. And guys, suppose if you want to bind a value to the property, what is the property which we will use for the input field? Which property you will use to bind the data? Which property we will use? Which property we will use to bind the data? Which property we will use to bind the data? Which property we will use to bind the data? No one practiced. So it's not like ABAP, you have to practice on daily basis. Even I forget a lot of things. Okay, if you don't practice, you don't remember anything in the UI. Okay, I hope I remember it's a value property. I hope it's a value property. You can check it in the XML. So for the input field, we have used a value property. Uh, Mamata is absent. Nandini, okay. Mamata is there. Monica, Srimukha. Yeah, so this is the one in the last class which we have designed. So now you can see, maybe I will close it. So this is my folder. We have a controller, we have a view, we have an index.html. Leave it this case, it will generate by SAP Web ID automatically. A neo app JSON that we will talk later. And index.html slowly. So we have to do a bootstrap. Okay. So by using script tag ID and source, load the library from the UI5 SDK, and theme we are setting up the library, and also the namespace. Whenever we create a view, it will ask for the namespace, and we have a namespace, and the namespace we give it to the root folder. So this is the main folder that we call it a root folder. For the root folder, we are going to provide a namespace. That namespace we are going to mention in the bootstrap. So after that, we created an object for the view. So SAP UI view and ID we have given, view name we have given. Whenever we give the view name, we have to provide a namespace and a type of the view, what type of view it is. It's an XML view, and place your view object in the body of the HTML. In the body of the HTML. So this is our body of the HTML. Then we designed a view, so which is an employee view, and here it will give the it will mention, we have to mention all the libraries which we are going to use it. And this is all our XML libraries and the controller name. The controller name is EDG controller employee. And we have the page title. We provided the page title. And also we have designed a simple form. This is my simple form. And also, so we have designed a label, input field, employee number, and a design. We put on a bold. And also we designed a input tag, input field, and value. See guys, so which property we will use to bind the data for the input field? So what is that? It's a value property. We are going to use a value property. We binded the data from the JSON model. And so whenever you bind the data, it is going to come over here, guys. And also what we did in the controller level. So we need to, whenever we use a model, so first you need to create the model object. We created the model object, and also we set the data to the model. We set the data to the model object. We set the data to the model object. And also, so we set the model object in the application level. We use an SC guys, SAP UI get core. This is a global class, and which will be used to set the values or to get the values from the application level. So to set the your object, we use a set model. Suppose if you want to get the model, we use a get model method, and that's the process which we need to give. So then whenever you set it in the global level, you can access from anywhere. See, I can access from the view. So this model I have accessed from the view, and I did in a binding. So here I did in a binding, guys. So this is a model controller and view which we have seen, guys. And guys, so normally this is not a good practice, guys. See, so you are hard coding your file, your data in a controller level. Normally we don't do this. Normally, so we need to modularize the code, guys. So we should not, we should not put in a file inside the controller level. So it's not a standard practice. So what I am going to do is, so I am going to lift this. I am going to lift this from here, and I design a model because MVC, we need to follow an MVC architecture. Okay, so here I have a controller, here I have a view, and I am going to create a model. So create a model file, go with the file and create a model file. So this is my model file. This is a standard way of doing this. If you see, oh, it's not a file, sorry, it's a folder, and delete it, delete it. New folder, it's a model. This model is my folder. So now you can see MVC inside my folder. So model, view, and controller. In the model, actually, I'm going to create one more subfolder, which is in a mock data. So mock data means it's in a test data. I'm going to separate my data as my test data, mock data. So inside my mock data, I have a model. So maybe I can create my model. So maybe my model is new and file. So the file should be in a JavaScript file. Okay. So I can say it's an employee .js. It's a JavaScript file. Okay, that's it. Here I am going to write. I am going to write in a code to set the data actually. Okay. So and also I am going to design one JSON file. So in that JSON file, I am going to keep model and right click, create a new file. So I'm going to create a JSON file for the employee .json. So in this, I'm going to put my JSON file actually. So go to the controller, go to the controller. So in this controller, see, so I have my JSON file. So maybe you can see here from here. So that's it. This is my JSON file. See, expand this, expand this, expand this. So take this total thing. So from here to here. So from here to here to the control X. Okay. And employee JSON, paste this. So see, I have separated my JSON data into a separate file. Save it. save it. So now where is my JSON file, guys? It is there in the model. So now, so one more thing what I need to do is I am going to write a code in the employee JSON. Here I am going to write the code actually. So in this I am going to define a so SAP. So scaffolding, you need to maintain a scaffolding SAP dot UI dot define. So put an a parenthesis SAP UI define, and inside this so scaffolding, what is the syntax? We need to use the one array, then we need to use function, and inside the function we have to use a curly brace. So this is the scaffolding template syntax case. This is the scaffolding syntax. You need to put a return over here. So this is the exactly the syntax of scaffolding. If you see and go here, see SAP UI define. So use the array symbol, then function, and after this function we need to use the parenthesis function, and we have the curly brace, and also we have a return. So exactly here also I am going to do the same thing. And whenever you maintain the scaffolding, you need to maintain the dependencies case. So my first dependency is, okay, I am going to define SAP dot SAP UI, and we have a class for the JSON model. What is that class, guys? JSON model. What is the class for the JSON model? See, this is my class SAP UI model JSON model. This is the class. So take this class and maintain them as a dependency. Maintain them as a dependency. And one more thing, I have a file. So my file is my employee.json file. Where exactly it is? My employee.json, where it is exactly? So here you can see my employee JSON. So this you need to define over here. So I'm going to define this. Okay, where exactly it is, guys? It's where it is exactly. So you need to put edg slash. Sorry, it's we should not provide here. So take it out. And so here this is my class. So in the function it will return this as an uh, JSON model. Oh, JSON model. So this is my model object actually. Oh, JSON model is my model object. Okay. So in this I am going to write the logic. So the first step from here, the first step, what is the first step, guys? So here, uh, see, first you need to create the model object. So take it out this logic, Control X, and I'm going to put that logic over here. So first you need to create the model object. So var o model new, which is an o JSON model, which is an o JSON model. Then and we need to load the data, guys. So inject the data, and also you need to set the data as well. So all this you need to take it, Control C, and in the model level here you can put the data and you can set the data. Instead of set, guys, we are going to use load data. So there is one more method, load data. So load data. So inside this we are going to call, we are going to set the data, load data. Here I need to give the path, guys. So how can I give the path? How can I load the data? Employee.json, and we need to pass the data. So because the file is here employee.json, and here I need to provide the path, guys. So here the path is, and where is the JSON file is available? Where 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 the JSON file is available. You need to load the data from here, employee.json, and the data will be available. So the path we should give is, so we need to give the path. I forgot, guys, where we can give the data. Mm, what is the path which I need to give? So maybe it's load data. So we have the path in the model. Uh, Model is the path, and also in the model we have a slash which is there in uh, model slash uh, emp dot json. So this is the file path which we need to give. So it will load the data from the model folder. So model, we have a file emp.json actually. Okay, then we have to return. So we have to return this. So this is there in the, this is not required. So the data will be loaded to the model level in the model, and also we have to return this object as a return o model. So return, so into return a object as a return o model. So o model is my return object. O model as my return object. So this is the JavaScript file which we need to define. So we bring down the controller code. See here, the some code is there. That code we move to the this is not required actually. This is not required. This is not required. So we move that data to the in the model level. In the model we loaded the data. So now the data is available in the model level. Okay. So now, so I have an employee.json. Okay, maybe I will close this, and I have an o model as a return object. So I take it out the o model, and in the controller level, guys, so here I am going to maintain a dependency. So now I don't want this dependency. Since I have moved this code to the control model level, I am going to maintain a dependency as. So now I have the model in the path of edg, and we have a model. So in this model, see, this is my root folder. We have a model. In the model, we have a mock data, and we have data inside employee. See, this is my employee.js. Here it's my model. Here I'm going to maintain my dependency actually. So this model I am going to capture in my onInit function. So in the onInit function, I am going to get the data. See, on the onInit function, I am going to get the data actually. So in the onInit, so I call this model. So how do I call this model in the onInit function is maybe I can get the mm, model and employee. So I need to get this from. So this is my model, and maybe I can take it out. So here you can see this is my OJSON model, and also I am going to get so O model as an A object. So this comes as my O model. So this is my O model, and so I need to write one more logic controller. So here I am going to get the data. So get the data var O model. This is my data O model, and I think I need to use uh, O model. So I missed out some step here. So here in this employee view, this is okay, HTML is okay, employee controller. So in this controller, in the on init, what it did, the on init function. Okay, first employee.js, JSON model, new JSON model, and load the data. And in the on init, I need to set the model, set model in the global level. Okay, that's it. That's it, guys. Okay. So now the model code has been moved to the model level, and you can see the model level. So now in the controller level, you can see in the controller level on init function, it will set the model and O model, and O model is in a dependency over here. So here the O model is in a dependency. Maybe we'll see if any things required. Maybe what I can do is I can save this. I can test this because we have changed the little bit uh, data and run it. Run as a web application. I don't think. Yeah, something is going wrong. Inspect console. Unexpected string. Unexpected string. Where it is? Unexpected string. Maybe. Okay. So maybe we'll verify one by one. Employee controller. So in the employee controller, we have an SAP. Okay. EDZ model mock data employee, and
In line 3, comma, sir. Comma required in line 3.
exactly, here it is, the comma required. Perfect. Save and refresh. Mm, Maybe we can go to somewhere. Unexpected token return. It's there in the return. Unexpected token return. Maybe where we did that case. The return unexpected token in the employee JS, it seems. I think this is the one. Uh, Maybe. So set model data. Okay. Function. Okay. This should be function. I think here save, refresh. console after argument list. After argument list, something is going wrong. So where it is exactly? It is there in the employee. See, employee controller.js. This is the problem with employee controller.js. So after argument list, I need to provide something. Okay, so here this is fine. I think this comma is not required. It seems, since it is in a one, maybe I don't put comma here. Here I need a comma. It's an JSON model. So this is my dependency object OJSON model. So in this OJSON model and creating the object O model. So O model, I'm going to use a load data. So this is my load data. I load the data. So this is my load data. So after I do the load data, so this is my code till here, and return. This is a return function of this. Not here. I think maybe my return should be here in the function. I should return actually. I should return here as an O model. So this is my return O model. And now maybe do the syntax check and come here and refresh. Uh, it seems okay. It's missing after argument list. Something is missing. Employee controller JS. Employee controller JS. After something I'm missing. Come here, and this is my one list. This is my another method, and this is okay. Okay, from here, yeah, this is fine function and return model. So this is fine. Yeah, why it's giving me error? Why it's giving me an error? Why it's giving me an error, guys? Why it's giving me an error? Hmm. Okay, maybe I can do my computer. See SAP UI5 define. So SAP UI5 JSON model function OJSON model. Okay, see guys. So I need to use return here itself, guys. After this, I need to use return. After the return, I need to write the code. See. So O model, JSON O model, and load the data. Load the data, return O model. So maybe this should be function this model. After this, I need to use yeah. So I have to use this. Okay. So maybe I can go to here function model this, and I need to use return over here. Return, open the parenthesis, and open the parenthesis. Yeah, this is my one parenthesis. So then I need to return O model. I need to return O model. That's it. Return return function. That's it. Maybe use this. Okay, 1 year, and maybe I don't think it is required. So now we are returning the model over here. Is that correct? JSON model, JSON model. Maybe yeah. We can do the refresh. And inspect. Unexpected identifier in the employee controller.js. Okay, what is that? So SAP UI define. So console. Unexpected identifier. Maybe where is that? Unexpected
Sir, in line
identifier.
17, you have to mention mock data. Model slash mock data slash amp.json
Model.
slash mock data slash amp.json. It is inside the file of mock
Actually,
data.
yeah, but I didn't put. So this file I separated because if it is inside mock data, maybe whatever you said is that correct. Okay, maybe what I can do, I can cut this. I can paste under mock data. Where is the paste here? Paste. Okay, now you can see model dot. What is that? Model dot mock data slash emp. That's because the JSON file inside the mock data. Maybe I can put like this, and maybe I can take it out. This case cut JSON file. Maybe I can put this under this edit and paste. So I did reverse creation. So now you can see employee.json comes outside and employee JSON comes inside here. And now maybe, so where is that? My controller level, no, employee.js. So you can see the model. What happened here? I didn't save it. Mock data employee.json, but still it's not. I think here I think I need to put something. See, the first thing is this, and so just compare. I missed out something. So here comma is there. So one bracket, one parenthesis, and this parenthesis is this curly braces is here. And why I'm getting this many things here? This many things is this is okay. This is commented out, and we have 3 curly braces after return model. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 curly braces, but I have only 2. 1, 2. Maybe I need to add one more curly brace, and that curly brace should be having uh, this separator. And now you can see 3 curly braces and one parenthesis. Okay, then return, and we have OJSON model and curly brace, OJSON model and curly brace. Okay, now it should be the correct syntax. Okay, so maybe it should be the correct syntax, guys, right? So now model mock data employee.json. We are loading the data from the JSON file emp.json, and that's it. We already did save. Maybe I can refresh this now. Refresh. Again, one more error. Failed to load EDZ model mock data employee.js. Okay, because I moved out this case. Because I moved out this file employee.js to the model level, right? So this is giving the error. Maybe I can go to that. So in which file it is giving? So this is in the it will give where exactly it is throwing error. So folder name, is it giving the folder name? Maybe I can see that. So maybe go to the one by one. Okay, this is fine, this is good. And mock data employee JSON, this is good. And somewhere I said this, yeah, see. So here you can see the dependency in the controller level. In the controller, I maintain the dependency. So which is from mock data employee. So mock data, there is no employee. So I think that's the problem. So controller logic, what I need to give in the controller. The controller, see, EDG model employee, that's it. Because the mock data, I didn't put this in the mock data level. So I stored that uh, in the so the employee.js is there in the model level. So EDG model employee, that's it. EDG model employee. So take it out and save it. Now you can refresh. Again, expected identifier controller.js. There is an unexpected identifier. What is that? So controller, where is that error? Where is that error? It's there in employee dot
Employee.js.
controller. Employee.js. Why its controller is coming? Okay. Employee.js. So unexpected. What is that unexpected identifier? What is that? Return O
In
model.
root level, we can mention the employee.js.
Hmm?
In control,
Employee.controller. Okay, not in the
so
here.
fourth one.
EDG model.
Employee.js.
We need to put employee.js. I don't think. I don't think. Why? Because see, just you need to put EDG model employee. That's it. Okay. EDG model employee. Hmm. Okay, again refresh. Maybe it's going somewhere. Okay, expected identifier. Identifier means it's in a comma error, guys. So which is there in the employee.controller.js. Employee.controller. Where exactly this? Employee controller. Okay, yeah, this is the one. So there is an unexpected identifier, guys. See, so on in it. I think this comma is not required. Yeah, I think so. SAP UI get core set model, and which is an AO model, which is an AO model. Okay, maybe I need to give the O model name. Yeah, O model name is there. So this is my O model. This is my JSON model. This is my O model. This is my O model. I am setting that model into the global level. I'm setting that into the global level, guys. See, controller. Create EMP model. something I'm missing. Okay, so why it's showing employee controller? Yeah, employee controller. Home model, and maybe
Sir, line 8, after employee you put comma.
line 8.
Return controller read is after double quotes.
Okay, controller extend, return controller extend. So this is my controller object actually.
Is comma required here after double quotes?
Yeah, return.
Oh yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it's there. Something I'm missing. JSON model. Okay, O model. Okay, I'm setting O model over here. Create employee model. So this is the method which I'm going to call. So this method is there. Where exactly it is this method? Create employee data. I did somewhere create employee data. Okay, model. Oh, that's the problem, guys. So I need to use a method, guys. I forgot this. So in the return, I need to create an employee model. So in that employee model, I need to do any return data. That's the problem actually. Okay. So I have to create one method, create employee model function. So in this, I need to set this data. So I missed out one function. So that's the problem. So come here and employee.json. So in the return, I need to use a function actually. So function you can write create emp model, and which is equal to function. The function you need to put like this, and this is my curly brace, and that's the exactly which I have missed out. Save. So guys, maybe my all my this thing, the symbols here, it will give the problems. So now you can take, so first SAP UI5 define, open the parenthesis, good. So always parents open if it is in a close. This is my close, the first one, guys. Whenever you have this kind of problems, so I will segregate this like this. So this is my parenthesis for the SAP UI5 define actually. So parenthesis. So whenever I have some confusion, parenthesis for SAP UI define. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. This is closed here itself. So this is the close for dependencies, because if you want to understand this, okay, that is, so this symbol, it is closed, this symbol and this symbol, it is closed. Now our code starts from here, function. So function parenthesis for this curly brace, sorry, for this curly brace, for the function curly brace, I need to have a close curly brace. So this is my close curly brace for function. So this is also good. So for this function, I have a close curly brace and return. So this is my return open curly brace. I need to have here. So this is the close curly brace for return. So that is fine. So for this return, I have a close curly brace for the return. Next, I created a method, create EMP model, and which is equal to function open curly brace, close curly brace, so close parenthesis. So for this EMP model open curly brace, here I have an EMP model close curly brace. Okay, so that's it. So for this is the close. And inside that I am writing in a code var o model new JSON model and load the data o model load data from model mock data emp.json and semicolon and return o model. Okay, that's it guys. So all the symbols are perfect over here. All the symbols are perfect. Save, and that's it. And this create model I am going to call from the controller. See the on init function. So before this I am going to call that o model var o model, and which is equal to the new, not new. I am going to have this where I have this in the employee. In this maybe this I am going to put is an a instead of o model maybe I can put o JSON model. So this is my JSON model object. Okay, so my JSON model is there in the employee.js JavaScript file. So in this I have a method. So the method which I have defined is, see, in this model I have a method create emp model. So I call this function to load the data. So come here o model, and which is equal to the, so this model object, and I use a method create emp model. This is my function. So this function will give me the o model. Actually this function will give me the o model. That o model I am passing over. I'm going to set that o model in the application layer. So that's it. That is what which we have done over here. Create employee model function and o model new JSON model and load data. We loaded the data, and then controller level you can see. So controller level var o model o JSON model create employee data. So this create employee data will load the data, and we are going to get in a model object. That model object we are going to set in the global level. We are going to set in the global level. So that's what we did here. So SAP UI get core and set model and o model level. So this will set, this code will set the JSON model in the application level. So that means globally I can get this. Globally I can get this data actually. And maybe now we can refresh it. Refresh. Console. Some duplicate parameter name not allowed in this context. Duplicate parameter name. Where is that? Where is that here? It is there in the duplicate parameter name not allowed in this context. So did I give any duplicate name? Again, go to the employee.js OJSON model. Okay, I think this is the one. Create employee model, O model, new OJSON model, and O model load data. Return O model from here. Model employee.json and employee controller level, and maybe so employee OJSON model. Maybe this I can give something else, guys. O control model, controller level model. So because maybe sometimes the data will be, and also yeah, OJSON model. So I think this is not required. Maybe con model. So maybe this is also not required for me. Now this is not required actually. Okay, this is not required. Maybe I can take it out this OJSON model. So I need a controller model. Actually, this model is this object is this, and this object is this actually. Controller model. So I am going to take con model, create employee data, con model, create employee data, O model. So that's that O model I am going to set over here, guys. Okay, save and refresh again. Invalid shorthand property initializer employee.controller.js. SAP UI core. Okay, EDZ model employee controller OCon model. This is my OCon model and var O model, which is equal to OCon model dot create emp model SAP UI get core set model O model. So where is the error, guys? It is showing. It's not showing any error here. It's not showing anywhere. OCon model on init function var O model OCon model create employee model create employee model. On init function in the on init var O model OJSON model here. OJSON model is this one. This is my OJSON model and dot create employee data create employee model and that's it. Why it's giving me the error? Okay, control A, beautify unnecessary code will done. Shorthand property, it is giving some syntax error, guys. Function return controller this init function. Oh, where I am writing the code, guys? On init. Okay, take it out. Okay, take it out. Okay, var O model OCon model dot create emp model. Yeah, parenthesis, close it. And will the set the data model SAP UI get core set model O model dot. Maybe I don't think okay, I will take it out the comma. Maybe comma is not required since we have only one method. So now I can refresh. Again error. Invalid shorthand property initializer. Invalid shorthand property initializer in the controller.js eval1. SAP.UI define. So it's in a scaffolding. SAP UI core MVC controller, comma. SAP UI define parenthesis. Okay, enter. So SAP UI core MVC controller and take it out. This is not required. Okay, this is my first one is comma. Second one, no need to put an a comma. Second one, no need to put an a comma. So SAP UI define, SAP UI controller, EDZ model employee. Okay, second one is not, comma is not required. And here after the array, we have an a comma. After the array, we have a comma. Function controller work on model. Function controller, comma. You can name whatever you want. That's not a problem. We put in a work on model actually. So maybe I don't want space here. Work on model. And after this, I need to open the this. Then we have an use strict return controller extend inheriting from the my controller object. Then I used the parenthesis. I used the parenthesis in the on init function. We have a function. And open the curly brace. Var model, which is equal to work on model dot create emp model. Create emp model parenthesis close. Then we have the comma. Yeah, the comma shorthand property. What is that shorthand property? So because I don't want all these cases. So these are standard methods. I don't want all these actually. I don't want all this. So now you can compare it. So now I can do this. See, first set, second set. Leave about this. This is not required. This is another function. So maybe next I want make the So here you can see on init function. And what is this? Okay, even this is also closed. I don't want this. See, so this is my on init function. Why it's giving me the error? Something small mistake. Because I don't want comma here. Why? Because I do not have another method. In this case, I have one more method. I have a comma. So here I do not have any. Maybe I can put like this. Save. Okay. Because that method is ended over here. And do the curly brace. Refresh. Console. Unexpected token. Okay. So maybe close this. I will take it out this. Again, I will execute here. That's better, I think. So run as a web application. So inspect element. Console. Unexpected token. Where is that? In the somewhere it is giving it. Unexpected token. In which evaluation anonymous controller? It is saying in the controller. Network source. It doesn't show actually. Where is that here? So I have taken out the unexpected token. Maybe put comma. Save. Refresh. Invalid shorthand property initializer. Invalid employee.controller. SAP UI define. Something is going wrong. Work on model. Use strict. Return controller extend shorthand property on init function. Do I need to have a return parameter somewhere? Yeah, return is here itself. Why it's giving me the error? Return, only one return. Why it's giving me the error? I don't want this. Sorry. Okay, guys, maybe use strict. I will comment this. So this is sometimes it will give the problems. Use strict, save, and I will take it out this comma and save. Use strict is an invalid shorthand property initializer. So what's the problem here? Mm, Okay, maybe I will go to the employee.js. Okay, what is this function? Create EMP model. The function is also okay. Is this correct here? Is this correct? Create EMP model. Hmm, Guys, so what is the problem? Can anybody tell, guys? What is the problem? Can anybody tell? So after the function, I need to use colon, guys. So this is the problem, I hope. So I used in a equal actually. Maybe this might be the problem. This might be the problem, guys. Sorry. Save, and maybe I can do the I can change this. Go to the controller. Maybe I did some changes, guys, somewhere. Use strict. So take it this, save, and refresh. I think now it should work. Now it, wow, now it's working. Now you can see the data. So 1000 and Akshit, and uh, this is the data which I am getting from the model, guys. So in the end user point of view, there is no change. Because why? Because so here maybe the JSON, I will change this to the another name maybe. So I can put the name of, okay, I can put something. Okay, so maybe huh? So can anybody give the name, guys? Huh? Okay, COVID. Huh? COVID Corona. Okay, save it and come here and refresh it. So in the output point of view, there is no change. Just we modularize the code actually. We modularize the code. Everything we have moved to the model level. So instead of keeping all your data in the controller level, so we segregated, we modularized into the MVC architecture. So this is a controller, model, and view. So always the model, we are going to handle the data in the model, and the controller will have a processing logic. The controller will have a processing logic, and view contains the, the screen design. The screen design will be done in the view level, guys. So that's a model view controller actually. So let's take an example. I'm going to take one of the flag. I need to, guys, in the uh, in the above also, we are going to enable and disable the fields, right? We are going to enable and disable the fields. How you will do the enabling and disabling the fields in the above? How you will enable, disable the fields in the above? How you will enable and disable the fields in the above? How you will
Active,
enable?
active,
How you will? Huh?
active
Only active?
in
At selection screen output, we have to modify.
Very good. So you need to use an event called at selection screen output, and we need to loop the screen, loop at screen and end loop. And in the screen, we have different fields called invisible, inactive. Okay, so there are different kind of fields. So, uh, So invisible, not sorry, there is a field called active and inactive, that is total removing the fields. There is one more field, guys. Input equal to 0, it will be disabled. Input equal to 1, it will be enabled for the input, right? So in the same way, we have a property called enabled property. With the enabled property, so suppose, so if enabled equal to true, this becomes an input. If it is in a false, it will become an it will become an disabled. 1 minute, yes. So there is a property called enabled property, guys. So how you can do that is, so let's take an example. So I go to the here. So maybe one other field I'm going to disable employee number. So input field for the employee number, and maybe you can use enabled, which is equal to, maybe I can put an a false. I can pass an a false. Enabled field as an a false. Save and come here and refresh. See, guys, this field will become, see, can you enter the data here? 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 No, it's not possible. You can disable and enable the fields as well, guys. See, with the enabled property, but you should not do any hard coding. Suppose based on the condition, you would like to do any enable and disabling of the fields. How you can do that? Okay, how you can do that? So maybe what I am going to do is, so instead of this, okay, so maybe what I can do is, so maybe I will keep a one flag in my JSON level. Go to the JSON format, JSON file. So go to the JSON file. I'm going to add one more flag, okay, which is equal to, first I'm going to put as a false actually. Okay, first value I'm going to pass as a false. Okay, that means by default, okay, all the fields will be in a disable mode. Okay, maybe I can bind the data, the flag data. I'm going to bind it in the XML view. So go here and go to the XML view. Where is the view? View, and here, so bind the data, guys. Now can anybody tell me the path how to bind the flag? Now can anybody give me the path? How can I bind the flag? Can anybody give me the path? How can I
Open brace
bind?
slash
Huh?
open brace slash flag name.
Okay, okay, double quotes. Then binding. How to bind it, guys? How to?
EMPSTR/flag.
That's it. EMPSTR. So no, you need to use curly
Slash.
brace. Curly
Yeah.
brace also. Sorry. So then slash, then flag. Right? So same way, guys. Here you can see here,
So
here is there
slash
is a,
before EMPSTR also.
yeah, slash before EMTSTR. Perfect. This is also one more thing. So this is the binding. This is in a single record, guys. This is in a single record. If it is in a multiple records, there is one more way that we'll talk in a minute. But I'm doing in a flag. So I'm going to enable this flag, and I can take this Control C, and maybe other fields also I am going to bind it, and input only, the input of fields only we are going to bind it. Input, bind it, input, bind it. Okay, that's it, right? So save it. Now I can refresh it. Now tell me how many fields will be disabled. How many fields will be disabled now? Refresh. If I refresh, every field should be in a disabled mode. See, every field is in a disabled mode, guys. Now all fields are disabled in my UI screen. All right. So now what I am going to do is, so guys, so I need to enable and disable the fields based on the submit. When I click submit, it should enable. Again, when I click submit, it should disable. When I click submit, it should be enabled. When I click submit, it should be disabled. So this function I need to do, enable and disable, enable and disabling, enable and disabling. How you can do that? How you can do that? How you can do that? So whenever I click on a submit, which event will be triggered? When I click on a submit button, which event will be triggered? When I click on a button, which event will be triggered? When I click
Press.
on a submit,
Press.
correct
Press.
answer. Press, perfect. So press is the event, right? So maybe I can go here and go here, press. This is the event. So on press is the method, right? So we did an on press in the controller level. So go here. Oh, where is my logic, on press logic? Okay, it's not there. Maybe I can write the logic now. Okay, on press. Okay, function. And this is my logic, guys. So this is my logic. So on press the function. So whenever it is the submit button is pressed, the on press button, on press method will be triggered. So inside the on press method, first what I need to do is first to get the data, guys. First to get the data from the model. Okay. So what is the model data first? Okay. If you want to get the current instance of the application, what is the class which we need to use? What is the class which we need to use? If you want to get the current instance of an application, sap.ui.get core, right? This is my class, and I'm going to get the model first. What is the model value? So get model. So that model I am going to keep. I'm going to take my model object. So my model object means maybe current instance model, maybe current data model. Okay. So maybe I can say uh, current data, maybe instance data, ins ins model, instance model. So what is current model data? Okay, maybe if I change also, I should be able to get that model data, the changed data as well, guys. Okay, so maybe I can come here. So this is my instance data, current data. Okay, this is my model data. So let's take an example. I need to get one value. Okay, let's take an example. I need to get a flag value. Okay, maybe I can take, this is my lv underscore flag. So this is my local variable. So I am going to take this o ins, sorry, o is small, o ins instance model dot. Suppose if you want to get the property, any property, we have two methods, guys. If you want to put the value to the property, it's a set property. If you want to get the value from the property, we use a get property. Get pro. Okay, we need to get the model of the application. Then we need to use a get property. In the model, we will be having different properties. Okay, so my property is, what is my property, guys? My property is a flag. So this is my property which I need to get it. What is the value of this property? Get property value. So that property value is in a lv underscore flag. Okay, so I am going to put in a condition. Can anybody give the condition syntax in the JavaScript? Can anybody give the condition syntax? If condition syntax in a JavaScript, because we write in a JavaScript code. So I have given this syntax. I hope maybe it's not here. somewhere we did a conditions. No, we have written in the JavaScript file, but so what is the condition for that JavaScript? Maybe if, okay, my condition LV underscore flag. So if you want to use a conditional operator, will you use equal in JavaScript? Will we use equal in JavaScript? So we use
Colon.
three equals.
Uh,
We use an a three equals. If it is in a false, okay. If it is in a false, maybe we use then. If it is in a false condition, open the curly brace, right? Open the curly brace. Else, open the curly brace. Okay. And if we have an end, if, so this is the logic which we are going to use it, guys. So if the condition is false, okay, by default, if you are getting in a false, I make this value as in a true, guys. I make this value as in a true. Okay, how can I make this value as in a true? How can I make this value as in a true? How can I make this value as in a true? And we use an a control C and control V. So get property. Now I need to set the property. Set property. Okay. Set property. Change the property value to the true, guys. So maybe I make this property as an a true. So I pass the value flag value as an a true. Okay. Else, suppose if it is in a true, I make this value as an a false. I make already, if the value is enabled, then I make it as an a, if it is an a true, I will make it false. If it is an a false, I make it as an a true. So maybe I can go here, I can pass as an a false. Okay, if it is an a false, make this property as an a true. Okay, so if it is an a true, else if it is an a true, make this property as an a false. Make this property as an a false. Okay, this is the logic which we need to implement. Get property. So is this flag here? Get property, set property, something I will refer here is yeah, see, get model. First I will get the model, get model, o model. Okay, get model, o model, OINS model, right? Get model, o model. Guys, I need to get the O model. I need to get the, maybe first get the model. So var OINS model, which is equal to get model is a global model, guys. What is the model object which we have used for the global model? What is the model object which we have used, guys? So O model, con model, create employee model, and O model, and we are returning that model somewhere. Okay, so where I employee.json, OJSON model, O model, return as an O model. So maybe I need to get this O model over here, guys. So O model is a global object. That global object I need to get it. So this is my O model. This is my O model. The global object we need to get into our instance current model. Then we need to write, we need to get a current property. So what exactly the property of that? So you can take, so you need to use total path, guys. Sorry, I have to use total path. So get property. So use the total property with the binding, without the bind, because here we are not doing, you need to use a total path, not the single field. So that's a mistake which I did. So go and take here, get property, and you need to given a path emp str / flag. So this is my total path, and that is my lv underscore flag, and you need to use an lv underscore flag. So if the value already which is a false, maybe set this property, sorry, so I need to use the property, even I need to set the value to the property as well. So what is the property and value of that property? So I make this as a true. Okay, and take this control C, control V, comma, and if it is an already true, make it as an false. Make it as an false. That's it. Okay, then that's it. And so where if this and then this and else then this. So where is the end if? End if is not required in JavaScript. If is there, where is the end if case? I think this is not required. Save, and
Sir, that
if
condition is between the flower brackets.
this condition in the
No,
curly brace you are
31
talking.
line should be.
Okay, 31.
That line should be pasted in 34.
Okay. Okay, correct. This should be control X. This should be in the flower bracket, correct. So if this condition is this and do in the this, else, even else control X, it should be here, right? So this is the
And
logic
slash
which we need to
before empstr.
slash before empstr, correct. Yeah, even here also, here,
Up.
yeah, up, yeah, perfect. Okay, save. So first we are reading the flag, so that I am keeping in the local variable. So if it is already false, make the value set property as an ONS model set property as an true, or else ONS model set property as an false. And maybe the O model, we need to set in the O model, not ONS, O model set property. And this is in a global model, guys. So this is in a global model. Maybe we take this same as O model only. So to avoid confusion, maybe I take this as an O model. Okay, maybe it will be problem. So I will take this as an O model. Okay, so now maybe refresh it. Refresh it. Yeah. So click on it. No, it's not working. Submit, 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 submit. No. So what we will do is maybe I will put on a debugger, guys. In the on press, I put on a debugger. So we can do the debugger as well, debugging as well. So I put on a debugger function now. So maybe refresh now. So inspect, then only it goes to the debugger. Okay. So maybe this is my debugger. Okay. Okay. Click on submit. Click on submit. Network source. Why it's not going? Click on submit. It should come, guys. Why it's not coming? On, see guys, on PRES. See, did you see ONPRES? So is this our method, guys? Is this our method?
Yes,
Sorry.
double S.
double S. Yeah, that's the problem. So on press, save, and now maybe refresh it. Okay, now when I click submit, yeah, see guys, our debugger comes to the debugger point, and so maybe I can come here and F8. Yeah, F8. See O model. So what is the O model value here? So O model, get model, and so maybe F8. Next, come here, F8, F8. Why it's not going? So there is some error. What is this error? Uncaught reference error. OINS model is not defined. OINS model is not defined. Okay, we changed the ONS model, right? So it's not there. That's why it's giving me the error. So sorry. So it's an ONS model. I have taken it out. So it's an O model. It's not a ONS model actually. O model, and save it. It's now again refresh it. And click on submit. Yeah, now it comes. So maybe I can put the breakpoints here and breakpoints here. F8 and F8. Now, if you want to see the data also here, it will get the data also comes over. See, O model, the model object you can see over here, guys. So maybe I can reduce this. Okay, now you can see LV flag value, maybe LV flag. Somewhere I can check this value. LV flag, maybe keep it in the console. What exactly the O model? O model, enter. You can see the O model total object, guys. See constructor. You can see the path also. Somewhere you can see the path of the O model as well, guys. So O model, the path you can see somewhere. See O model, O data. It's an employee structure. In this employee structure, you can see currency, INR, employee number. So the data you can see in the O model object, and also salary, flag. Flag by default it's a false, right? So this is my O model thing, and maybe I captured that O model value to LV underscore flag. So maybe LV underscore flag. So which is an a FLG, which is an a false, which is an a false, right? So go to the sources, and which is an a false. If it is an a false, what we are doing is, if it is an a false, F8. So if it is an a false, so this value we are making as a true. Flag value we are making as a true. That means whenever it is in a true, it will enable for the input F8. And sorry guys, I need to change INS model. See, it's not a INS model, it's an even, it's an a O model. That also I need to change. So go here, OINS model. Sorry, it's an a O model. O model. Even here also I need to change as an a O model. O model. Save. Save, and maybe we can take it out debugging now and refresh. Now it should work. So submit. See, enabled. Submit, disable. Submit, enable. Submit, disable. Submit, enable. Submit, disable. Submit, enable. Submit, disable, guys. So you can enable and disable the fields on the UI. Submit, 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 submit. So like this, we can enable and disable the fields on the input, guys. So guys, if I don't want to do all the fields, if I want to enable and disable the fields based on the condition, How you can do that, guys? Can anybody tell? Now, if it is employee number 1000, okay, if it is employee number 1000, disable all the other fields. If it is not equal to 1000, enable the fields. How can we do that now? Tell me. If the employee number is 1000 and disable all other fields. If it is 101, enable the values. How we can do that now? Hmm? How we can do that? If the employee number, see guys, here instead of flag, maybe I can say, I can take one more variable, control Z, control C, control V. Maybe I can get first employee, LV underscore employee dynamically maybe. So this might be the EMP-NO. So first I will read the employee number, right? So what I am going to do is, if the LV underscore EMP, okay. So I will leave as it is, guys. This FLG. This is another function. Maybe one more function I am going to do. So one more function I am going to do, not on the press, maybe by default. Okay. By default means in the on init function only I need to do, right? On init function will be triggered. Where it will be triggered, right? On init function. When you load the page, by the time it will be triggered. So maybe what I can get, what I can do is, so I am going to do the controller. See controller. In the controller there is an on init function. See, so my SAP set model. So this is my model, guys. Okay. So in this, what I am going to do is, after this, so after this maybe, so I will write the logic like this. Okay. So maybe what logic I write is, same logic I can take, control C and control V. First get the O model and get property. Okay. Get property employee strno. Okay. If LV underscore EMP, okay, put the condition. Okay, if the LV underscore EMP, the condition which is equal to, okay, 1000. So if it is in a this, use this. If it is in a 1000, do this. Do this. Else if this value is control C, or else for all other conditions I can say, not only this, I don't want to implement. So maybe if this else do this, else do this. So this is my logic, guys. So if the employee number is 1000 and make this property O model set property flag as an make this property as an maybe I can say false, make it false. Okay, and all other things make this property as a true. Okay, whenever the employee number 1000 comes, the input values are disabled. For all other employee numbers, the input value will be enabled for the input. This is what which we are going to do. Save it, and maybe we changed something, we need to refresh it. Yeah, So for the employee number 1000, all the fields are in disabled mode, right? So for the employee number 1000, all the fields are in the disabled mode. Maybe I will change the data in employee JSON, which is in a 1001, and save it. I changed the data in the model, then refresh it, refresh. See 101, but still it is in a disabled mode, guys. So it should be in a enable mode. Why it's not working? And go to the controller. So LV EMP O model get property employee structure EMP number. So if this is this, set false, and if this is this, set true. Why it's not working? Maybe debugger. Debugger and save. Okay, guys. Maybe employee JS, and something is the O model. Create employee model. SAP UI get core set model O model, and O model get property, and yes, this is correct only. Maybe I can go and open inspect and refresh. See where is the debugger? Okay. Mhm. Oh, it goes to the end, guys. Actually, it should stop over here itself. You see the cursor on the end. Why? F8. Yeah. Now on in it, and F8 and O model. F8. Yeah, O model. Okay. Maybe I will go to the here and F8. No, again refresh. Employee.controller. So here it is there. F8 again. Yeah, it comes to the debugger. And yeah, F8. Yes, it's an O model. F8. Yeah. So O model. Yeah. Yeah. So now it should go to here. O model. Get property employee str empno and F8. Yeah. So emp str, maybe I can take this and maybe go to the console, slash emp str slash emp no, I will not get this. Maybe O model and dot get property. See guys, you can see employee number. Take any property of employee name, enter. See, and the value is not undefined. The value is not yet come, guys. Get property employee slash str emp name. So the O model is not set. That's why it's not working. That's why it's not working, it seems. Okay, source. So maybe I put F8. See, it comes out of the loop. See, the value is not set, guys. The value is not set. That's why it's not working in the employee str emp number. Okay, that's fine, that we will see later. But this will work. So submit, 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 submit this. Okay, this is the one of the XML view with the pure single input values. Maybe tomorrow we can design a table control on the screen, in the UI screen, and also we are going to design a multiple values on the UI, multiple values on the UI, guys. So that's it for the day. And do you have any questions? So maybe I can export this project. Export. Okay, I'm going to share that folder, just practice it. Okay, so we are just learning the basics of the UI, and maybe this kind of things will be done with the OData model. We are doing with the JSON model. So here JSON model is in a local model. That means we are storing the data in the locally. See, local in the client level we are storing this data in the employee.json. This data we are storing in the local, but we are going to connect to the SAP server. We are going to get the data from database table. So that we see in the future. So just we are checking with the fundamentals, how you can design the UI and how you can bind the data and all. So later we are going to see that, because the future is with the UI only. So you have to concentrate on UI. Okay. So believe me, so there are a lot of opportunities. After 3 or 4 months, you can see there are a lot of opportunities over here, and also even the freshers also you can survive, guys. That's one of the advantage of the UI. Okay, even fresher people also will survive with this technology. Okay, maybe we'll slowly learn, but daily you have to practice it. Is little confusing this. Even I did a lot of things, I confuse many times. So please practice and get familiar with the UI. Okay, that's it for the day. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.